This time I had an unusual ask, and something I would never normally consider even looking at, never mind repairing it. But when the better half says, I've got a little project for you, you generally tend to say, okay, what is it? Okay, I'll deal with it. So I'm dealing with it. This is an electric pencil sharpener. I've never taken one apart. Apparently the batteries got corroded and it doesn't work. Let's check it out. Okay, look what the cat dragged in. Okay, it wasn't the cat, it was my wife. It's one of her friends. This is a... take a wild guess what this thing is. It's a pencil sharpener. And what has happened is batteries have gone corroded. So we're going to see if we can clean up the contacts and get this thing to work. So first things first, let's just open it up. Take a look inside. See if any of the wires have been burned off of the contacts. So we'll just pop the screws out of the bottom. I have to admit I've never had an electric pencil sharpener. Some gears down here that operate the mechanism. Probably nothing to see on this side of things. We'll just remove the whole block from it and inspect the wires and so forth. So basically what you do is you put the pencil in here and it just has a grinder right here. When it turns, you'll see what it does. The gear spins and it turns the pencil around, or I should say the gear turns around the pencil. This is the cutter here, and pretty simple little device. This is just a single cutter. I have a old, like they had in schools with the crank with the dual scroll cutter, but these are pretty simple. We have a couple of contacts and we have a switch that turns it on when you push the pencil in. And that is it. So I'm going to get some vinegar and we're going to clean off these contacts and see if that will dissolve what has leaked out of the batteries and make sure it works. Wires are not burned off, which is good. So I'll go get a Q-tip and some vinegar and we'll clean this up. We're going to use vinegar because chances are this was an alkaline battery, and that means it's a caustic type of reaction that's taking place here. So an acidic solution will dissolve that. If they were regular carbon zinc batteries, then we would use a solution of baking soda and water to create a slightly base solution to neutralize what remains. You see the reaction that's taking place already? It's bubbling up. That's because this is a alkaline battery that was on here. Whoops, don't want to spill that too much. So we'll just soak this in some vinegar, and that will clean off the corrosion, and then we'll rinse this off with water after we've neutralized the base solution that had leaked onto it. Same with this one here. This runs off 6 volts, so I can test it without putting batteries in it, make sure that it's going to work. Negative goes to that terminal. Actually, positive goes to that terminal. Negative goes to this terminal here, and positive to this one. And when I activate the switch, it should work. When you press the pencil in, this is the switch here. So it's not working because it's probably not getting power. Let's just check for voltage with the voltmeter. Get 6.7 volts there, 6.6 volts. We got power there. What about when I apply power to the motor? Let me just clip this on first so I have a free hand. So we'll clip the negative terminal, which goes down to the motor right here. Actually, I'd probably clip it right onto the motor itself. Clip that one on the motor. And the other switch, other side of the switch, if I touch it here, I've got 6 volts. This is the contact that would make contact when it, so it's not making contact. I got 6 volts here, but I got nothing there. So I guess the switch itself might need an adjustment. Oh, okay. There's another contact here that has to be made. There we go. This is to make sure you've got the cover in place, right? For the shavings, when you close it up, it pushes that like that, and then the switch can make a contact. So what happens if we look at the actual grinder itself? That's what it does. Pretty simple. So we know the motor works. I'm going to put some batteries in it. We'll clean up these contacts a bit more. Just scrape these a bit clean, and what I do need to do is I do need to go and rinse this off with water, so I'm going to take this into the other room and just rinse these contacts off with some water, and then we'll try some batteries in it and see if it works, and maybe put a little bit of, I don't know if I'm going to put lubricant in here or not, probably wouldn't hurt to put a little bit of lithium grease on here just to keep everything quiet. But we go clean this up, and we'll be right back. Before I put it back together, we'll throw a bit of grease in on the gears. And of course on the actual shafts. I will try a pencil in this thing. I'm sure I've got one around here somewhere. And I'll throw some batteries in it to test it out. Make sure everything is working. Some batteries here. Okay, I've loaded a set of batteries to follow the directions on the the bottom of it. Get them in the right orientation, otherwise it's not going to work. That's on there. We put on the cover has to go on now. How does this go on? It's got to slide in here somehow. I would imagine it goes on like this, but how does it snap in? Like that? There, that's how it goes on. Okay. So it just snaps in like that. That activates that switch. Let me grab a pencil. I'm sure I've got one here somewhere. We'll see if it sharpens it. A real authentic pencil that my kids probably had when they were in elementary school. It works. That works actually very good. Okay, there you go. Electric pencil sharpener is fixed. Don't let your batteries corrode. It can ruin your appliances. Thanks for watching.